I think in general, we just need to really show or represent more. Like, we are there, people of color, women of color, we are in the industry. And I mean, we just need to show up just and show that everybody has a passion for this industry can get in and just be in there.
Hey, what's up, you people? It's Johanna, aka Jojo. I'm super excited today because we are here with Raquel. So Raquel is a 3D artist and animator from Germany, working in the indie games industry for 2 years now. So Raquel, can you please introduce yourself and welcome?
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Yeah. Like you said, hi, everyone. I'm Raquel. And yes, since 2 years, I'm working freelance in the game industry for indie games specifically. So I'm always doing projects for a specific amount of time and then moving on to the next project. So it's really very exciting. It's never boring. Sometimes maybe exhausting even, but it's pretty cool to really be in this industry and see how everything is growing and developing. But yeah, I'm still at the very beginning of my journey, so to say.
Yes, definitely. So Raquel, for the viewers that don't know, is one of the young women that are introduced via the Overlook Audience initiative. So we're doing we were talking about the word to use in English. I don't know if it's a reunion or return, but yeah, we touching base after almost a year to know where she is now. But for those actually who hasn't read the article, Raquel, for their benefit, can you please tell us how you got into the gaming industry?
Of course, yes. So for me, it was kind of a straightforward path. I, as a little kid already, knew that I really wanted to become an artist. But at some point, like in my teenager years, I was like, maybe traditional art is kind of, I don't know, difficult to get into, but what else is there out there? So I went to maybe graphic design, maybe something else. And then I think I was 12, I played a game and I was blown away by the graphics there. And I was like, okay, yes, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. And so actually right after school, I did an internship in a visual effects company, just in HR, but really to get into this industry in production pipelines and everything, getting to know the people. And afterwards, I was going to a game school. So it was more or less by chance, because in the beginning, I was more into animation film. I didn't even had games in mind, so to say, even though games were the ones that would get me into or hooked into this whole 3D animation thing. But it was kind of by chance that I got into this gaming university where I even really learned the value of games, of gaming in society, what it all means. And it was really fun. So I kind of built this whole network of indie developers, indie people around myself, and started working right after school, more or less. It was also by chance that I started freelancing, because it was just there was a company, they said, hey, you animate. What about, how about coming to us for a few months? And I was like, well, okay, I have nothing else to do, so why not? And that's how it all started, more or less.
So you say you're a freelancer just coming out of school by chance. So basically, do you feel that you would like to stay as freelance, or would you like to be employed by a game dev studio?
That's actually a very good question, because I like both, actually. I mean, if there was a really cool company and they would say, hey, I want to employ you, I would love that. I mean, security, doing great games in one company, that's also pretty nice. But what I do enjoy about the freelancer life is that I'm really flexible. I can work from home. I can say, okay, in the mornings I can sleep a little longer and then work a little longer later on. And I like that flexibility. But of course, it's also very insecure sometimes. Sometimes there are months between jobs, of course. And yeah, I mean, mean, both have their benefits and disadvantages. And for me, I would say I would like to try both. I mean, I've been employed before, but not in games, and I would really love that to try what it is to be employed in the game industry. But I'm open for everything, more or less. I'm just seeing where the opportunities are. Yeah.
Are you looking for the moment for an opportunity of employment in Germany, or actually? Yeah. Fire away.
Oh, sorry. I'm actually looking at the moment. I even also have an interview coming up. At the same time, I'm also trying to kind of see what else there is to set up my own little business with traditional art, for example, just to see what else there is out there. Aside from games. And at the moment, I'm only looking in Germany or in my hometown, not even hometown, in town that I live in right now. But like looking into the future, I would love to just move around, maybe in the States, or I don't know, to just see the bigger companies as well, and also get to know more about the industry, not only the indie devs, even though I love it here. It's a nice community, but just gaining experience.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to gain experience, and you can only gain some type of experience in moving project. Yeah. So tell me, tell me more about your successes in the industry.
Well, at the moment, I would say I'm still very, very fresh in this industry. I mean, it's only been 2 years, but for me personally, my successes are that with each project, I'm really learning so much, and I also get the feedback that I'm really helping the teams I'm getting into. So that's also really a nice feeling to know, hey, my work is validated and valued, and it will come out eventually. People will play, I don't know, my animations or my characters or in my environments, and that's just success by itself, more or less.
Yes, definitely. Actually, being able to get out of school and be able to work directly, even as a freelance, I think that's a really, really success. Talking about success, what are your actual thoughts about how what is most needed for the game industry to be more diverse? We have seen that there is really this trend for diversity, equity, inclusion. So, as a young woman of color in the gaming industry, what do you think is the most needed?
I think in general, we just need to really show, represent more. Like, we are there, people of color, women of color, we are in the industry. And I mean, we just need to show up and show that everybody who has a passion for this industry can get in and just be in there. I think just need to really be open-minded, definitely. And I think the game industry is on a good way, at least in my community. Maybe it's just my bubble, but we are very open, and there's always a quite diverse bunch in the teams I work with. And it's growing. I mean, more and more people of all kind of cultures, all kind of countries, more or less growing this industry. And I think with this growth, also the projects and the teams are getting bigger and more diverse. It's more or less an organic movement, an organic growth, more or less. Yeah.
Can you remind our viewers where you are exactly in Germany?
Yes, I live in Cologne right now.
Cologne, okay.
Cologne, Germany.
Yeah,
so in the middle, more or less.
I know very well Cologne. Is that
nice.
Yes, that's a town of Gamescom, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, every year,
exactly.
Every year when it used to be before, we would say before. Every year, Cologne Gamescom. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
have you had the chance to actually attend and in the business area? I mean,
Yes, actually, that was also always a pretty nice feeling, being like, the VIP, and I belong to the industry, I can go in this area. It was at the very beginning, after, I think I even studied at that point, but I was still getting access to that area due to the networks, the professors and everything. But it was awesome, just seeing all the people and free food at the developer party. That's all the most I remember.
Talking about before and after, tell us about what's as a freelancer. Tell us about what is best for you. This morning I was talking on a clubhouse, the game industry club, and people are now starting to think about what will be the type of gaming event from next year. Some people are really impatient to go back into the physical world in terms of conferences. As a young person that just came into the industry that didn't really have like a lot of conferences under her belt, would you like to get that physical aspect of the conferences, or is the online would be something that you would prefer?
In my case, I'm a very introverted person, so it's always a struggle when you really have to show up and go to the conferences. But still, I have to say, I think it is definitely something different if you're just attending online, though it's awesome if there is an opportunity for that at least. But to really be there and talk to people by chance, that's the magic of it all. That's how you connect to the people. And of course, that's missing this and last year as well. Mm-hmm. So it would be awesome if at some point we can all just meet up again and get to know each other like physically. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
In the real world.
Definitely. I think there is pro and cons on both. And I really like the physical conferences, but I really like as well the online one. I particularly like the Clubhouse rooms on Google. Do you use Clubhouse at all?
No, not yet. I just heard from the cool kids, but
yes. So one of the last questions that I'm going to ask you is, what word of advice would you be giving to anyone looking to get into the gaming industry?
I would say first, just try to figure out what you want to do in the industry, like what are your strengths, what are your interests, and work on that. Don't rely on others, like don't rely on school, and try to really you always have to be open to learn and to develop your skills, and also to take breaks. That's something I've been struggling with, and I also had to learn the hard way that you don't need to work 24/7 on the computer, on your skills, on your projects to be passionate. You can also take a break, or really just treat it like a job, 9 to 5 or a different time, but also take a break and be like, okay, maybe I will do some sports, just go for a walk, do some music or anything else. But sometimes we just need this time to calm down, to relax, to energize again, to be again creative, because otherwise sometimes your energy is drained and then you won't really get further in your career. So that's something I think many, especially young students and right out of school graduates, are struggling with this, because they think I need to work the whole time, otherwise I won't get better. But yeah, take it slow, but take it steady. That's long story short.
That's a thank you actually, Raquel, to highlight that. Taking a break, that's something that I heard as well myself. I learned the hard way as well myself last year, and I'm now taking a break. So even for the channel, we did a lot of content at once, and then we took a break, like 2-3 weeks, to ensure that we we replenish and the creativity come back, and thinking we're going to have more type of content, thinking really it's really so important for the creativity. But just because, if you empty, how are you going to pour out something, you see? And
yes, exactly.
So thank you for highlighting that. Definitely. And tell us, how do you take your break? What are your hobbies?
I'm actually always trying to dance. It's kind of difficult sometimes with space-wise right now, but it's getting warmer, so I can also go outside. So I'm a hip hopper by heart.
Nice.
So it's really good. Yes, I do actually. It's just nice, like not sitting on the computer all the time. And I also like to draw and paint and just listen to music, meet up with friends, like the standard stuff. But yeah, I'm always trying to see, okay, what can I do that will benefit me, of course, but also then always trying to say, okay, no, I just want to do it because it's fun. Now I'm doing this. Yeah. But it's always kind of something artsy.
Yes. Yes. You are an artist in the soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So any last word of advice for our viewers?
Yeah, just if you have a passion, follow it, take breaks, but take it easy.
All right. Thank you very much, Raquel. It was really great to
come
here and to touch base with you. And I would really love to keep in touch and like next year to see where you are at, to see
the next reunion
in Japan, in the US, or somewhere else. That would be great. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure meeting you, and yes,
you're welcome.
It's really awesome to talk to you.
You're welcome. So viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Johanna, aka Jojo. Bye-bye.